save the time. I can dance on it, I don't choose step. Y'all looking at something like a true player. A girl told me that a man. Yeah, yeah,
oh yeah, welcome to the Princeton Juneteenth. Y'all know how to wobble out there. You can wobble from where you're from, wherever you are. Let's get that wobble going.
Girl, wobble it, and I'ma gobble it. I say you're moving your head, go ahead, bobble it.
Push it up, let me see it just wobble, wobble, shake, 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 get it, wobble, wobble, just push it, show me what you got, show me what you got, show me what you got, show me what you got.
Basically, I'm saying either way, we bout to slide. Hey, can't let this one slide. Hey, hey, don't you wanna right foot up, left foot slide, left foot up, right foot slide. Basically, I'm saying either way, we bout to slide. Hey, can't let this one slide. Hey, black leather glove, no sequin. Buckles on the jacket, it's elite. Nike crossbody got a piece and gotta dance, but it's really on some street. I'ma show you how to get it. It go right foot up, left foot slide, left foot up, right foot slide. Basically, I'm saying either way, we bout to slide. Hey, can't let this one slide. Hey, don't you wanna dance with me? No, I can dance like Michael Jackson. I could get you the passion. It's a thriller in the track. Where we from? Baby, don't you wanna dance with me? No, I could dance like Michael Jackson. I could give you satisfaction. And you know we out here every day with it. I'ma show you how to get it. It go right foot up, left foot slide, left foot up, right foot slide. Basically, I'm saying either way, we bout to slide. You can't let this one slide. 2,000 shorties wanna tie the knot. 200 on my brother's block. Pedal off the roads like I love it, not maybe not. I don't know what's wrong with me, I can't stop. Won't stop, never stop. Got so many ops, I be mistaken ops for other ops. Got so many people that I love out of trouble spots. Other than the family, I got it's either you or me. That's just how I think it's either you or me. This life got too deep for you, baby. 2, 3 years.
Hello, yeah, it's recording. Thank you everybody for coming today. Thank you to DJ Darius the First for DJing the event and for providing his equipment. We're very thankful. Thank you all for coming again. Thank you to our sponsors and community partners, especially to the YMCA for letting us use their space, tents, and the generous funding from the Princeton University Lewis Center of the Arts, the Princeton University Art Museum, PHS MSN and Pulse, and to the Arts Council of Princeton for the stage and masks, and the PCDO for setting up a voter registration table right down there. If you want more information, you better go vote. And the Princeton Public Library for the raffle prize and promo video made by Vivia Font and every other sponsor. We had a ton of support for this event and it wouldn't have happened without them. So thank you to them. Another person who this wouldn't have happened for is Jennifer Cohen. She's somewhere out here, right over there. She did a ton of work for this event, a lot of PR. Her family as well is here helping. My parents as well, and they came out early today to set up everything. It wouldn't have happened without them. Additionally, thank you also to everyone who has been fighting for racial justice long before this, and also for those who are showing up today and hopefully tomorrow in solidarity with Black lives everywhere.
Hi, everyone. Hi, everyone. Can you hear me? June 19th, commonly known as Juneteenth, is remembered as a historical day commemorating the end of slavery in the U.S. The holiday commemorates a specific date, June 19th, 1865, the day federal troops arrived in Texas to ensure that all enslaved people were freed. The Emancipation Proclamation in reality did not instantly free all enslaved people, as it only applied to places under Confederate control and not to slave-holding border states or rebel states already under Union control. Juneteenth marks a date of major significance in American history and represents the ways in which freedom for Black people has been delayed. It is a reminder that nobody's free until everyone is free. Juneteenth should be celebrated as the day when all Americans were liberated.
Wait, can you hear me? Yeah? Okay, great. Okay, so during your time here, we ask that you respect social distancing guidelines, so please keep 6 feet apart, and if you are in a loud crowd, please keep your mask on, use hand sanitizer, you guys already know the whole ordeal, all that cute stuff. So yeah, it's really important that you guys practice social distancing because we have elderly people here, we also have immunocompromised people here, and we want them to enjoy this. So please keep them in mind. And we also have water bottles and treats by The Little Chef, a Black-owned bakery. So that's right over there where the sign is. So y'all can enjoy that. And Cafe DuPont. Wait, what do they have? They brought the cupcakes. Yes. So enjoy that. Yeah. And then, yeah, once again, please practice social distance.
46 seconds. Together we ask for a moment of silence in honor of George Floyd, who died after telling police officers, "I can't breathe." For that amount of time, while one officer continued to press his knee against his neck, we stay silent as well to honor Breonna Taylor, Ahmaud Arbery, Tony McDade, and too many other Black lives lost to centuries of racist state and non-state violence. We stay silent as a protest against white supremacy in our community and everywhere. 8 minutes, 46 seconds. Thank you, everyone. We have a pretty awesome speaker and performance lineup coming up, and we want to get started right away. So we're going to get started with the first performer.
And before we start that, I just wanted to acknowledge also the beautiful garments that you see over there and accessories by Dali Ochola. She's over there selling if you want to go buy some. And also, if you feel dehydrated, we have a ton of water back here. We bought a lot, so please make use of it. And if you feel faint or anything, we have some shade. Oh, additionally, we have a surprise here. Would you like to come up and announce what that surprise is? Here we have Councilwoman Leticia and Dwayne.
Thank you. I hope you can hear me through my mask. I would take it off, but I want to practice what we preach, and that is practice social distancing and wear a mask whenever out in crowds. As Valeria mentioned, I'm Leticia Fraga. No, we're wearing masks, so we're okay. I'm Leticia Fraga, and my colleague here, Dwayne Williamson. We're both members of council, and we are honored to be here today. Mayor Lempert sends her regrets. She wishes that she could be here, but we're honored to be here on her behalf. And also, I trust, even though we did not have the opportunity to do a resolution as we would have wished, because council is not meeting until next week, but I also trust that our other colleagues on council are also have the support for this. I see Councilman David Cohen here, and if anybody else is here, I don't want to miss anyone, but I trust that we have all their support, and we will start. Dwayne will take the lead on this in reading a proclamation that was that we wanted to. Even though it's not Juneteenth today, but we wanted to make sure that we acknowledge it.
Thanks, Councilwoman. You know, Princeton leads, so we're even leading on the date in which we celebrate Juneteenth. Before we even read the proclamation, I have to tell you, standing on one knee for 8 minutes and 46 seconds caused me a lot of, I would say, mild discomfort. So it makes me imagine what Brother George Floyd had to endure for the last 8 minutes and 46 seconds of his life. And what hell he had to go through. I think I felt I don't know if it's because I'm no longer my young spritey self, but I felt every second of the 8 minutes and 46 seconds on one knee just now. And then it makes me also imagine what could be in I hesitate to say human being's heart, but a human being's heart, that he can keep his knee in another human being's neck for 8 minutes and 46 seconds and feel every second of it. That said, I like to look at the future. I like to look at solutions, and I'm so happy that today is probably a celebration of Juneteenth in Princeton. Is probably something, you know, if we went back a few decades in Princeton, we would not have imagined would be happening. But here we are, people of different backgrounds, creeds, colors. I hesitate to say race because I think we're all one race, the human race. And we're all here, both Princetonians and our beloved guests alike. So thank you all who helped put this together, and I thank you for coming out. In regular Princeton form, the council people have to debate exactly how we're going to read this. Okay, I'll start. Whereas President Abraham Lincoln signed the Emancipation Proclamation on January 1st, 1863, declaring the enslaved people in Confederate territory free, paving the way for the passing of the 13th Amendment which formally abolished slavery in the United States of America, and
whereas word about the signing of the Emancipation Proclamation was delayed some 2.5 years to June 19, 1865, in reaching authorities and African Americans in the South and Southwestern United States, and
whereas Emancipation Day observations are held on different days in different states in the South and Southwest and in other parts of the nation, and
whereas June 19th has a special meaning to African Americans and is called Juneteenth, combining the words June and 19th, and has been celebrated by the African American community for over 150 years, and
I nearly cheated you with an and just now, I apologize. Whereas the annual Juneteenth celebration at the Princeton Juneteenth Block Party will take place at the Princeton Family YMCA Field, Princeton, New Jersey, on June 18th, 2020.
Now, therefore, I, Leticia Fraga, and
I, Dwayne Williamson,
on behalf of Mayor Lempert and our colleagues on council,
in
and
the county of Mercer, say it together,
Wait.
in the state
in
of
New Jersey, do hereby declare June 19, 2020 as Juneteenth in the municipality of Princeton, and urge all citizens to become more aware of the significance of this celebration in African American history and in the heritage of our nation and municipality. In witness whereof, I have hereunto set my hand and caused the seal of the municipality of Princeton, New Jersey, to be affixed to
this 18th day of June
2020. Thank you. I wanted, both Dave and I were having a discussion before we came here today, and we're actually sad that we're doing this last minute.
Yeah.
This is something that should have been established long ago. Thank you to the organizers for putting this together. This is something that all of our children should already know what it means. And it's sad that some they don't. So we want to make sure that hopefully today is the start of a new day, because change happens with us.
Absolutely. And I would end on my side by saying that there's, for a call to action for our citizens, our wonderful citizens here, and I mean citizens, I mean that broadly, to advocate to make sure that Amistad legislation that our state passed years ago is actually implemented and fully funded, and fully funded, so it can be implemented in all our schools as the legislation declares. Thank you.
Thank you.
Leticia, let's take a picture with the organizers. Don't go. Well, everybody, let's take a picture with Ray and Leticia. Is that okay? You do the picture. No, right now because they're leaving.
Just a quick moment.
Kiara, get closer to Leticia. And Imani. Okay. Okay. I don't see you, Kiara.
Cheers. Freedom.
Freedom. It's car with the sun. Okay, smile. I don't see your smile, Leticia.
Okay, thank you so much.
Thank you. One more with Noma.
Oh, no, she's taking a picture.
Okay.
I can't even see if I'm getting everything. I think I am.
Okay.
That's good.
Thank you so much. Now we're going to flip around the program because one of our speakers needs to leave early.
So we'd like to welcome Reverend Bukata Mjumbe. He is a lifelong activist, community organizer, public policy advocate, and the pastor of the historic Witherspoon Street Presbyterian Church. He is a father, husband, brother, and son deeply committed to the continuing struggle for freedom, justice, and transformation. He graduated with the highest honors from both Morehouse College in Political Science and Princeton Theological Seminary, where he studied religion and society.
Ready? Thank you. Thank you. I want to thank the organizers for doing such a wonderful job of pulling this together and bringing us together. And I just want to tell all of you, you all look beautiful. So give yourself a round of applause. There are some places in parts of the country where you would never be able to see this, where there would be so much tension, that there would be so much distrust, there would be so much anxiety that we wouldn't be able to come together like this. So to see us, even though we're socially repositioned, physically distanced from one another, I'm thankful that we're able to be here today and to be here together in, I'll say, celebration and remembrance of Juneteenth. You know, I love Princeton. I love this community because it's a community that loves and celebrates its history. But there's something about Juneteenth that, yes, allows us to celebrate, for us to have a block party, but there's some remembrance that needs to be a part of the celebration. And please forgive me, I am a pastor, a preacher, so every now and then I may ask you to give me an amen. 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 There's a phrase that's often said within the Black Lives Matter movement today, amongst younger people today, and that phrase is stay woke. Could you turn to your neighbor, even if they're 6 feet apart, and say stay woke? Some of you know what that means. Some of you have no clue what that meant when somebody said to you stay woke. But to stay woke means to make sure you're aware of what's going on around you, to make sure you understand what's in front of you and what's behind you, to make sure that you know who you are and what you are, and you know who your enemy is and what your enemy is, and you know how to get from under your enemy. Stay woke. Stay awakened in your consciousness. Stay knowledgeable in your understanding. And so Juneteenth reminds me of how important it is and how it's been important since 1865 and before for us to stay woke. You see, Juneteenth is a day that we remember that someone else had to come and tell us that we were free, that we were already free, that there had been an emancipation proclamation that had been issued by the President of the United States, which determined that we were free, and we celebrated because we had been in this condition of bondage and struggling and suffering for so long. But I say that when I think about Juneteenth, I'm reminded that we still need to remember and to know that we are free. We're still not woke. We still don't know. We still don't know the power that we have in our hands, and that's why I'm so thankful for the young people who have been organizing these Black Lives Matter mobilizations and protests here in Princeton and Trenton and Lawrenceville and Ewing, and Hamilton, all over this area, because they're reminding us of our power. They're reminding us of what we have the ability to do. They're reminding us that all they have to do is put out a tweet or a post, and instantly you can have 2,000-3,000 people that will mobilize for justice, that will mobilize for peace, that will speak up and speak out. They are teaching us and reminding us that we're already free. That's right. We don't know the power that we have. We didn't know the power that we had then. We didn't know what was happening. We weren't woke. There were periods in the history of this country before 1865 where there were more black people in a certain area. Let's say South Carolina. There were more black people in South Carolina than there were white people. But we didn't even know. That all we would have had to do was turn around and throw an elbow and we could have got free. All we would have had to do was come together, just a few of us, and say, we're going to take this today, and we would have been free. But they kept us from talking to each other. They kept us from playing our drums. They kept us from communicating in our language. They kept us from organizing in our churches. They kept us from getting together in the woods and in the swamps so we could prepare and we could plan and we could plot. They kept us asleep. We were not woke. Are we woke today? Are we aware today? Do we know our condition today? Do we know that as much as we say we have overcome, that we're in a post-racial society since Barack Obama was elected, that we're still not entirely where we need to be? Y'all know Harriet Tubman, right? Somebody say amen. Harriet Tubman, and they say this is apocryphal. They say it's legend. She didn't actually say it, but there's a quote attributed to Harriet Tubman, and she said, I freed 1,000 slaves, and I could have freed 1,000 more if they only would have known they were slaves. That we don't even realize how we surrender our freedom. We don't even realize how we allow ourselves to remain in bondage because we don't vote, because we don't organize, because we don't speak up, because we don't support our black-owned businesses. Every single black-owned business in Princeton should come back to a great return when everything opens up. We should go and buy something for somebody else and say, I'm going to pay twice. I'm going to pay 3 times because you are important. If we are going to be free, we need to support our institutions. We need to support our organizations. We need to support our young people. We need to support our community. You know, I'll change it. I could say that maybe we've mobilized 1,000 people. Maybe these young people have organized 2,000, 3,000 people. But I say that we could organize thousands and thousands more if we only knew that we were free. We have the power to change the government here in the city of Princeton, here in the county of Mercer, here in the state of New Jersey, here in the United States of America. We have the power to turn everything over. There is more of us than there are of them. There are more good people and caring people and moral people and loving people than there are vicious people and evil people and wicked people who will put their knees on somebody's neck. There's more of us than there are of them. There's more of us than those who want to kill us. There are more of us than those who want to destroy us. And if we would just organize, if we would just realize that we were free, we could just throw our elbow back. We could just push our way forward and we could have the things that we need. And we wouldn't have the separations that we have. We can't keep celebrating how good it is in Princeton and how bad it is we think it is in Trenton, our state capital. We can't keep celebrating how wonderful our schools are and how bad other people's schools are. We can't keep celebrating how it is we don't have crime the way they have in other places, because you have to know that we have a role and a responsibility in impacting and affecting what happens everywhere. Injustice anywhere is a threat to justice everywhere, and our silence is damaging. Dr. King said, I don't always remember all the words of my enemies, but I always remember the silence of my friends. And if we are good people, if we are woke, if we believe that we are free, we have to move beyond mere mobilization to organization. We have to go beyond talking the talk, and we have to start walking the walk. We have to go beyond just coming together for a moment and organizing together for a movement. I invite you to join this struggle. There's a quote, and I'll end with this. I know preachers always talk long, so I'll probably be the longest preacher today, but it gets better from here. Assata Shakur, who is a political exile, who was incarcerated in this part of the country and was freed from prison in 1979 by the Black Liberation Army. There's a quote that those in the Black Lives Matter movement, they were saying it a lot back in 2014 and 15 when we were in Ferguson, Missouri. I haven't heard it as much today, so I want to share it and maybe bring it back. She says, we have a duty to fight for our freedom. We have a duty to win. We must love one another and care for one another. We have nothing to lose but our chains. We have a duty to fight for our freedom. We have a duty to win. We must love one another and support one another. We have nothing to lose but our chains. You, we, us, 6 feet apart, have to come together in our minds, our spirits, our organization, as one people. And I believe, Dwayne, I believe that there are many races. I'm a black man, and I want you to see that. And you can be a white woman, and I want to see that. We can celebrate our diversity. We can celebrate our differences because our differences make us stronger. But I say that when we go into the fight, we are one people. We are one people with one mission. We are one people with one fight. We are one people with one goal. We are one people with one agenda. We have a duty to fight for our freedom. We have a duty to win. We must love each other and support each other. We have nothing to lose but our chains. Amen? Amen.
Thank you, Reverend. Our next performer is going to be Jill Scott, a close friend of mine. She just graduated from Princeton High School. Shout out to the class of 2020. In the fall, Jill plans to attend Berklee School of Music in Boston, where she will be majoring and studying music production. And her goal is to be a producer and become a voice for all the producers out there, people who want to be producers, especially those women of color. So, come do your thing, girl.
Hi, everyone. As you heard, my name is Jill Scott, but I'm not the famous one. Not yet, maybe, hopefully. But I'm just gonna sing a little song, and it's a hymn. It's His Eyes on the Sparrow, and I think a lot of times this song gets overlooked, and it's a beautiful piece, so I hope you guys enjoy it. Why should I feel discouraged? And why should the shadows come? Why should my heart feel lonely and long for heaven and home? When Jesus is my portion, a constant friend is He, for His eyes on the sparrow, and I know He watches me, and I sing because I'm happy, and I sing because I'm free. Oh, His eyes on the sparrow, and I know He watches me.
for that. That was amazing. Next up, we have David Underwood, and he is a vocalist and self-taught pianist from Philadelphia, hailing from a family of gifted vocalists and instrumentalists. David's passion for music began at an early age, since graduating from the Philadelphia High School for the Creative and Performing Arts and studying jazz voice performance at Temple University. David has performed at a number of venues, including the Philadelphia Museum of Art, Academy of Music, and the Kimmel Center in Philadelphia, World Cafe Live, Plays and Players Theater, the Kennedy Center in Washington, D.C., and New York City's Lincoln Center. David performs regularly as a vocalist/pianist in the Philly area, so please welcome David Underwood.
That's all right. How you doing?
2, check 1, 2, 1. 2, 1. There we go. All right. Yeah, thank you all. So I'm from Philly, and it's really nice to be here. Having some issues right now. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm trying to get this right. Got your cat, then let's not shed loose. So the Bible says, and it still is news. Mama may have, Papa may have, but God bless the child that's got his own. Yes, the strong get more, while the weak ones fade. Empty pockets don't ever make the grade. Mama may have, Papa may have. God bless the child that's got his own, that's got his own. Money, you've got lots of friends crowding round your door. But when the money's gone and you're spending ends, they don't come round no more. Rich relations give, crust of bread and such. You can help yourself, but don't take too much. Mama may have, Papa may have, but God bless the child that's got his own, that's got his own. Thank you.
Oh my God. No, don't do it.
Sister, you've been on my mind, sister. We're two of a kind, so sister, I'm keeping my eye on you. I bet you think I don't know nothing but singing the blues, sister. Have I got news for you? I'm something. I hope you think that you're something too. Scuffling, I've been up that lonesome road, and I've seen a lot of suns going down. But trust me, ain't no low life gonna run me around. So let me tell you something, sister. Remember your name, no twister. Gonna steal your stuff away, my sister. We sure ain't got a whole lot of time. So go on, shake your shimmy, sister. 'Cause honey, the sugar is feeling fine. Thank you.
What a voice. What a voice.
Yeah. You sound just like that girl.
Yeah, where's the boy?
Can we have another round of applause for David Underwood? He will be playing again at the end. Okay, so now we're going to be taking a few minute break, and we're going to be calling for all of you to check out the QR codes. Are they here? The QR codes? I don't know. Okay, so, what? Okay, on our Facebook event, there is a link that we have posted that is a link tree, so it links to our GoFundMe that we're fundraising for the ACE program, as well as Mobile Minds of New Jersey. ACE program is the Princeton Families YMCA program to reduce chronic absenteeism in the Princeton public schools and to build connections and support for students in grades 8 through 12 who are most at risk of missing school and falling behind. Funded with a grant from the Princeton Area Community Foundation All Kids Thrive initiative, the program is inspired by Thread, a Baltimore-based nonprofit that weaves together youth and volunteer mentors and other community assets to strengthen bonds, deepen a sense of belonging, and improve the lives of the program students. The ACE program utilizes the same concept with a focus on increasing our students' attendance, academic performance, and social-emotional learning, as well as greater engagement in school and larger community to assure a bright future and positive trajectory in life. The second nonprofit that we'll be donating to, with all the proceeds that go here, so when you get a treat, they're free. But if you would like to donate, we're going to be donating that money, or to our GoFundMe. The link is on our event page. Mobile Minds of New Jersey nonprofit organization was created to serve all children with an emphasis on children from at-risk populations in grades K through 12 to academically and socially prepare for their futures. Mobile Minds works in partnership with many community stakeholders who are devoted to improving the lives of residents in Mercer County, New Jersey. So now DJ Darius is going to play for a little bit while we take our break. Feel free to come and donate, shop. Yes, also, one thing I forgot to mention, if you didn't see on our event page, the Princeton Public Library graciously donated a few books to raffle off as a prize. Over here, if you didn't get a chance to sign up online, you can sign up right here at our table. It's free. You're going to get donated. Also, the Arts Council of Princeton is handing out masks. If you need any, feel free to shop. We'll be back in a few minutes. Thank you so much. And go register to vote.
I'm going to introduce the next two performers, mother and daughter. Chandra Cameron is an Alabama native who has performed as an actress and vocalist in Europe, South America, and the Caribbean. She has performed on cruise lines and domestically. A few of her NYC Broadway and off-Broadway credits include Yo Alice, directed by Maurice Hines, Golden Boy, directed by Walter Bobby, Blackfoot Notes, Star Mites, and a national tour of Legends starring Joan Collins and Linda Evans. Regional credits include Sophisticated Ladies, Pioneer Theater, The Devil's Music, The Bessie Smith Story, Florida Stage, Menopause the Musical, His Eyes on the Sparrow, The Ethel Waters Story, Florida Studio Theater, Jubilation Choir's Christmas production with Ray Charles, and numerous productions of Crowns, written by Regina Taylor. Chandra is a proud member of Actors Equity Association, Screen Actors Guild, and American Federation of Television and Radio, Educational Theater Association, and Delta Sigma Theta sorority. Miss Cameron holds a master's degree in directing theater from the University of Maryland College Park and presently teaches theater in Princeton, New Jersey. She would like to thank God for her daughter, Sheena, and the opportunity to live out her dreams. Quote, "Let there be peace on earth and let it begin with me." Okay, and now to introduce her daughter. Sheena Cameron Ash is a 7th grader at John Witherspoon Middle School, Princeton. She has performed as the dragon in Shrek the Musical Jr. and Scuttle in The Little Mermaid Jr., as well as performed in Around the World in 8 plays and Romeo to Go fall plays. She enjoys cooking, science, singing, acting, and going to the... That was a B, sorry. Going to the beach. She is an honorary youth performer for the Grammy Award-winning Jubilation Gospel Choir under the direction of Dr. Stephanie Minity, which is endorsed by Queen Latifah. Sheena performed at the MetLife Stadium for the American Youth Voices concert and has also taken choir for 2 years at JW Middle School. She is on the JW lacrosse team and loves traveling to Alabama, Georgia, and Texas to visit relatives. Without further ado, mother and daughter duo.
Yay, thank you so much. Okay. So, she mentioned me being an Alabama native. I am from Birmingham, Alabama. This is my 12-year-old Sheena. And, yeah, she is 12. And it's so crazy because one of the things that I'm about to do for you, I learned when I was her age. And I do agree with the fact that we have to model what we expect the children to do. So actions definitely speak louder than words. The poem I'm about to do is in dedication to the whole thing that's happening when it came to with the George Floyd thing that he mentioned his mother. My body, the seed of the free. I am the woman who worked in the fields, bringing the cotton and corn to yield. I am the one who labored as a slave, beaten and mistreated for the work that I gave. My children sold away from me, my husband sold too. No safety, no love, no respect was I due. 300 years in the deepest of South. But God put a song and a prayer in my mouth. God put a dream like steel in my soul, and now through my children I'm reaching the goal. Now through my children, young and free, I realized the blessings denied to me. I couldn't read then. I couldn't write. I had nothing back there in the night. Sometimes the road was hot with sun, but I had to keep on till my work was done. I had to keep on. No stopping for me. I was the seed of the coming free. I nourished the dream that nothing could smother. Deep in my breast, the Negro mother. And I had only hope then. But now through you, dark ones of today, my dreams must come true. All you dark children in the world out there, remember my son and make of those years a torch for tomorrow. Make of my past a road to the light. Out of the darkness, the ignorance, the night. Lift high my banner out of the dust and stand like free men supporting my trust. Believe in the right. Let none push you back. Remember that whip and that slaver's track. Remember how the strong in struggle and strife still bar you the way and deny you life. But march ever forward, breaking down bars, look ever upward at the sun and the stars. Oh, my dark children, may my dreams and my prayers impel you forever up the great stairs. For I will be with you till no brother dares keep down the children of the Negro mother. Wow. Swing low, swing chariot, coming for to carry me home. Swinging low, sweet chariot, coming for to carry me home.
I looked over Jordan, and what did I see? Coming forth to carry me home. A band of angels coming after me, coming forth to carry me home.
Swinging low, sweet chariot, coming forth to carry me home.
Sweet low, sweet chariot, coming forth to carry me
home. I ain't gonna let nobody turn me round, turn me round, turn me round. Ain't gonna let nobody turn me round. I'm gonna keep on, I'm gonna keep on marching up to freedom land.
this little light of mine. I'm gonna let it shine. Oh, this little light of mine. I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine. I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine. Let it shine. Let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Oh, this little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Oh, this little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine. Let it shine. Let it shine.
Another round of applause, please. That was an excellent performance. Awesome. All right. Our next performer today is someone called Delano Whitfield, who is an orator, a spoken word artist, a motivational speaker, a poet, a model, an athlete, and a full-time college student who just completed his freshman year at Goldie Beacom College in Wilmington, Delaware, where he maintained a 3.2 GPA and was a recipient of a Division II athletic basketball scholarship. Delano has performed speeches for the United States Senator Robert Menendez, the New Jersey Black Legislative Caucus, the Superior Court of New Jersey, and many other events. He has competed in the New Jersey Orators statewide oratorical contest and received the Award of Excellence 14 times and the highest award of achievement. Delano is the 2017 first place winner and 2016 second place runner-up winner of the Petty School Declamation Public Speaking Contest, and has won many other awards. Delano is an outstanding basketball player and made the 2019 Greater Middlesex County First Team All-Conference and played in the 2019 Greater Middlesex County All-Star Game and the 2018 Hoop Group Academic Elite Top 20. Wow, these are a lot. Wow. Okay. Wow. Delano is deeply involved in his community and volunteering. He is a prior member of the New Jersey Orators, the Junior Usher Ministry, the Boy Scouts of America, the SWS organization, the Johns Hopkins University Center for Talented Youth, the DECA Incorporated, the FBLA, and the chaplain for the Epsilon Alpha chapter for Kudos. Delano aspires to be an attorney, professional, motivational speaker, entrepreneur, and dedicating his life to serving his community. Woo! Ladies and gentlemen, please give it up for Delano.
Give me 1 second. Good afternoon, everyone. I want to thank my man right there for giving me a long, beautiful introduction. I truly appreciate that, man. I want to thank everyone for coming out to this beautiful event. This is a great event and a celebration. It's with great pleasure that I pay tribute to a legend and a pioneer of spoken literature. Her poems have encouraged me to strive for excellence and love being a strong black male. I present to you 2 poems in honor of the great Maya Angelou. The first poem is entitled, I Refuse to Fail, by Nashawn Ray. And the other is entitled, Beautiful Black Man, by Victoria Z. Please enjoy. For the road to success is as the road to salvation, a slim and narrow road paved with tribulations. Difficult these obstacles are, yet not impossible to overcome. My keys to success, inner strength and application of wisdom. I refuse to fail. I refuse to fail. I will prevail and conquer all. See, I wasn't always in this peaceful space. It took great efforts to get where I am at this race. The race of life, where I'm competing against myself to gain peace, prosperity, good health, and increase my wealth. I refuse to fail. I refuse to fail. I will prevail and conquer all. Negative thinking has no place with me and mine. It must be positive, or else it's a waste of my time. Time wasted serves me not. It doesn't equate with my soul. I can become a better man if I continue pushing towards my goals. I refuse to fail. I refuse to fail. I will prevail and conquer all. Slowing down will not get me to where I need to be. There is no way I can stop my activities. I want to see the fruits of my labors, the work of my own hands. In less than 7 years, reach financial independence to be my own man. I refuse to fail. I refuse to fail. I will prevail and conquer all. I needed work for someone else and increase their worth and glory. That's not what I want for myself. that's not how I want to end my story. A strong family, contentment of heart, for peace of mind for these I toil. Work to see my hands fruition, provided for my family's future. To these, remain loyal. I've set my head straight, a path I mustn't alter, a course I've set for myself, I will not falter. My mindset on this position can be answered in my affirmation. I refuse to fail. I refuse to fail. I will prevail and conquer all. Thank you. My second poem goes like this. Like a lion that stands over his pride and has dominion over his land, you are fearfully and wonderfully made. Strong, beautiful black man. You are a central figure and a driving force that draws me deeply into you. You're everything my heart desires. Your love I could never refuse. Even in those times when it seems the world not knows your name, I will always be there to remind you of your strength, your pride, and your fame. Though most personify fear of you because of what they do not know. For it is not what their eyes can see, but rather what their hearts truthfully know. That your abilities are limitless. Your hands can accomplish any task. Even when it seems impossible, you always manage to show contrast. I'm only trying to reassure you that I am the exception to the rule. That I will love you no matter what. Win, draw, or lose. Even when you're feeling you've lost your place in this land. Sometimes being betrayed and even told that you're less than a man. Don't give it to anger. Please don't hold your head down. Exhibit your strength and your pride. And remember, you wear a crown. Because you're still a king amongst kings. In my world, you're in high demand. Remember, I do love you, no matter what. My strong, beautiful, black man. Thank you.
Hey guys, okay, so next we're gonna introduce, twins, Jillian and Rihanna. Wait. Alright, so Jill Bartels Kwanzaa, I'm sorry. Is a 17-year-old student at Princeton High School and a rising senior. She's an active member of PHS's chapter of MSAN and BSU. Jillian is an ambassador Girl Scout, highest level Girl Scout, period. And works with organizations like the Trenton Boys and Girls Club to help increase diversity in STEM subjects like computer science. She is the co-founder and co-leader of the Princeton High School a cappella group, One Voice, which strives to create an environment to learn about music regardless of musical experience. She is also a recipient of the Princeton NIOT Unity Award and the Princeton High School Gold Key Award for her active role in fighting racial injustices in the Princeton community. Thank you for coming.
They're a set, they're twins, so The next one. Brianna Bartels Kwanzaa is a 17-year-old rising senior at Princeton High School. She's a member of the racial justice groups Pulse and BSU, and has especially worked to achieve racial equality in education and musical environments. She is the co-founder and co-leader of the inclusive a cappella group One Voice, and is a Girl Scout ambassador working on her Gold Award project. Last year, Rihanna was recognized for writing a piece by Not in Our Town, and this year, she was awarded by Not in Our Town with the Unity Award for her work towards racial progress. She is a recipient of the New Jersey NAACP AXO Silver Medal, as she recently presented a project about how music helps the mind in times of distress. Rihanna is also a recipient of the Princeton High School Gold Key Award for her active role in her school and community. She looks forward to further working to attain racial justice. Come do your thing, girls.
Necesito una pluma. Oh wait, yeah. No, I use this one. You're going there. Okay.
Hi everyone, my name's Rihanna.
And I'm Jillian.
And we are going to be singing two songs. First, Rise Up by Andra Day.
And the second, Best Part by Daniel Caesar featuring her. The first one's going to be a cappella. You're broken down and tired of living life on a merry-go-round, and you can't find the fighter, but I see it in you, so we gon' walk it out and move mountains. We gon' walk it out and move mountains. And I'll rise up, I'll rise like the day. I'll rise up, I'll rise unafraid. I'll rise up, and I'll do it 1,000 times again. And I'll rise up, high like the waves. I'll rise up, in spite of the ache. I'll rise up, and I'll do it 1,000 times again. For you, for you, for you, for you. And the silence isn't quiet, and it feels like it's getting hard to breathe. And I know you feel like dying, but I promise we'll take the world to its feet. Move mountains, bring it to its feet. Move mountains. And I'll rise up, I'll rise like the day. I'll rise up, I'll rise unafraid. I'll rise up, and I'll do it 1,000 times again. And I'll rise up, I'll rise like the day. I'll rise up, I'll rise unafraid. I'll rise up, and I'll do it 1,000 times again. For you, for you, for you, for you. All we need is hope. And for that we have each other. And for that we have each other. We will rise, oh, I'll rise up in spite of the ache. I will rise 1,000 times again. And we'll rise up high like the waves. We'll rise up in spite of the ache. We'll rise up and we'll do it 1,000 times again. For you, for you, for you, for you.
Yes. Technical difficulties.
Don't change. If I had it my way, you would know that you are. You're the coffee that I need in the morning. You're my sunshine in the rain when it's pouring. Won't you give yourself to me? Give it all. I just wanna see. I just wanna see how beautiful you. You know that I see it. I know you're a star. Where you go, I follow. No matter how far. If life is a movie, oh, you're the best part. You're the best part. It's the sunrise and those brown eyes, yes. You're the one that I desire. When we wake up, and then we love, yes. It makes me feel so nice. You're my water when I'm stuck in the desert. You're the Tylenol I take when my head hurts. You're the sunshine of my life. I just wanna see how beautiful you are. You know that I see it. I know you're a star. Where you go, I follow. No matter if life is a movie, then you're the best part. You're the best part. Best part. If you love me, won't you say? If you love me, won't you? Won't you? If you love me, won't you say? If you love me, won't you? Love me, won't you? If you love me, won't you say? If you love me, won't you? If you love me, won't you say? If you love me, won't you? Love me, won't you? If you love me, won't you say? If you love me, won't you? If you love me, won't you say? If you love me, won't you? Love me, won't you?
Thank you.
Thank you.
Give them another round of applause. Okay, so thank you for everyone for being here. We're going to go on with our next speaker, but before I do that, just a gentle reminder that we are raising money for two amazing nonprofits that serve our local Black and also part Latino community. So please feel free to donate for that if you're financially able to. And our next speaker is a close friend. She's also been a professor, a mentor to so many people here. Ruha Benjamin is the Associate Professor of African American Studies at Princeton University, founder of the Just Data Lab, and author of People's Science, Bodies and Rights on Stem Cell Frontier, and Race After Technology, Abolitionist Tools for the New Jim Code, among other publications. Give it up for Ruha Benjamin.
Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon. It's good to see you. I know the sun is shining and it's hot, so I hope you have a little spot in the shade. I decided to cut down my reflections because I know it's getting late and you're getting tired. So I just want to talk about the F word. Freedom. Whoa! There's a lot of freedom talk around. I don't know if you notice. And most of the freedom talkers are talking about the freedom to work without sick leave, the freedom to nurse the ailing without personal protective equipment, the freedom to grow the nation's food with the looming threat of ICE raids, the freedom to be warehoused in prisons with no way to socially distance, the freedom not to care as the most vulnerable die off. The aim of this strain of freedom, a freedom from mutual obligation, is to break society, to erode mutuality, to grind down our ability to care for one another, to eat away at any notion of the collective good, and to destroy the institutions upon which our society depends. The fact is, ours has never stopped being a eugenically structured society, designed for the fittest to survive and the most vulnerable to die off. This destructive ideology was alive and kicking before the pandemic, and it's being revived now to reconsolidate power and privilege in the wake of this global crisis. To stay alive, we cannot lose sight of the fact that racism is productive. I'm not saying it's good. I'm talking about the literal capacity of racism to produce things of value to some, even as it wreaks havoc on others. We are still taught to think of racism as an aberration, a glitch, an accident, an isolated incident, a bad apple in the backwoods and outdated, rather than as innovative, as forward-looking, as systemic, as diffuse, as an attached incident, as the entire orchard, even viral. In my field of sociology, we like to say race is socially constructed, but we often fail to state the corollary that racism constructs. In the context of this pandemic, then, we know who racism is harming, but who is it benefiting? Who is racism enriching? Whose lives is it enabling? The reality is that this is not inevitable. Rather, the outcome of choices that people and institutions have made to invest in some things and not others. To invest in some people and not others. Together we can and must insist on radically different investments as part of what it means to create this thing we call society. So how do we do that? We do it by doing it. By creating in our everyday lives the future we want to see and the future we need. In that way, every single one of us is a creator, an artist. One of my favorite writers and thinkers, Tony Cade Bambara, said, "The role of the artist is to make the revolution irresistible." Irresistible. This is how she describes the role of artists. The fact is, without an irresistible vision of the world that we want, once we successfully tear down the brutal structures that currently govern our lives, we will find ourselves standing in the ashes and the rubble with no vision of what to do and where to go next. How many of you were at the protest 2 weeks ago on Nassau? Think about how many people were there. How many people know what they're against, but don't know what they're for? But don't know what they're for. We have to make the world that we want irresistible. It's about imagining and crafting the worlds we can't live without, even as we dismantle the ones we cannot live within. And I'm saying crafting, first of all, because I just am basking in all the singers and musicians and poets that have been up here, but every single one of us is an artist. Because the arts are not simply song and dance, painting and poetry, however important those may be. The way in which we choose to live our lives is an art. And living more justly and joyously in our everyday interactions with one another, in our work and in our play. These intimate spaces are where we craft the world in which we can all thrive. The fact is, it's not just the police out there, but the policing in here. Our internalization of the racist forms of social control in the way that we think and feel that we must also resist and reimagine. We're witnessing an incredible and long overdue moment of social upheaval where more and more people are seeing how the racist patterns of doing and thinking and being are suffocating and deadly. And not just for the obvious targets of white supremacy, but for every single one of us. In the face of so much violence, hypocrisy, and uncertainty, it's very easy to get discouraged. But if it is the case that inequity and injustice are woven into the very fabric of our society, penetrating every aspect of our lives, this also means that each twist, coil, code is a chance for us to weave new patterns, practices, and politics. The vastness of the problems that we're up against will be their undoing once we accept that we are pattern makers, crafters, artists, world builders, every single one of us. We each have the ability to weave new patterns of thinking and doing interpersonally, institutionally, internally, within our own hearts and minds. And these patterns must, of necessity, take many different forms, drawing on our varied skills, interests, and dispositions. We need the loud and ferocious world builders as much as we need the quiet and studious ones. The last thing we need is for everyone to do or be the same thing. So every generation has to decide to create and recreate itself with a new appreciation of joy, a new desire to transform the world, a new will to be. This is the vision offered us, the words of W.E.B. Du Bois. And gatherings like this one play a vital role in that recreation as it unleashes the beautiful range of our creative capacity. Our gathering today is no less vital than the high energy protests of a people around the world who are sick and tired of being sick and tired. Yes! The wonderful organizers of our gathering have crafted a world on this lawn for us to feel our tiredness, lay bare our grief, and express our joy. True freedom requires that we march inward as much as we march outward, seeding the world we want in our spirits as much as in our systems. We need both of these movements to get free. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Ruha. So next up, John Thompson and DJ Darius are going to be playing. John Thompson is a lifelong resident, born and raised in Princeton. He is currently the Vice President, Treasury Management Officer at First Bank, board member and co-chair of the Neighborhood Committee at the Arts Council of Princeton. His free time is broken up between playing with bands and working with young people, where he was a youth football coach for 14 years. He does not consider himself a musician nor a poet, just a man who enjoys expression through words and sound. John prides himself on being available to the community. And of course with DJ Darius the First.
Some say the blacker the better, the sweeter the juice. I say the darker the flesh, and the deeper the roots. I get my
How's everybody doing? Good. So, firstly, I just wanted to acknowledge the brilliance of our young people leading this charge. I think we're in good hands moving forward. I wrote a piece called Thinking Out Loud, and fortunately for me, and now for you, a friend of mine happened to be in town from New York, and about half hour ago, I handed him this piece and said, "Hey, you're gonna read this, and we're gonna make it up as we go along, and I'm gonna bang on things, which is what I'm more comfortable doing." So this young man is the artistic director for the Classical Theater of Harlem. He's a brilliant actor. Some of you may recognize him from the hit TV show on Stars called Power. Yes. And this is Mr. Ty Jones. So,
lucky I brought my glasses.
So, like I said, we're just gonna make this up as we go along, although the piece is already written.
Thinking Out Loud by John Thompson. I never imagined the conversation, or lack thereof, would be so poignant. The vast misinterpretations of a free and equal society have planted seeds that make ignorance both continuous and tolerable. We sit on opposite sides as time ticks, catching our breath during this social evolution. streets filled with feelings of hatred in competition with those of anger. How will this subside? Secrets many would be ashamed of. Wretched world beneath my feet, how soft your rumble roars. But I am the conductor of my symphony, in sync with the rhythms of my soul. Hair braided as lyrical braille, my dark skin laced with distinction. As I sit painting a masterpiece of lyrical content, I draw strength from the years of indictment. There is power in my written tune, speaks of memories that conveniently escape you. Chants of why these people can't protest peacefully, an effort to drown out the truth. But we have tried peace, and you shot us on balconies. We have tried peace, and you hung us from trees. We have tried peace, and you sprayed us with hoses. We tried peace, and you burned down churches. We tried peace, and you destroyed Tulsa. Now, the irony of taking a knee. I wonder, in a whisper, how I am to coin the letter to my son of a world etched in hatred. His beauty and his beast juxtaposed. Dear son, your innocence will last, but until you're old enough to walk. Dear son, your teenage years will be filled with confusion. You will be judged by your beautiful skin, but wear it as a badge of honor. Get used to speaking up for yourself, and though not popular, it will always be necessary. Dear son, society will begin to follow you, accuse you. You will want to lash out, but please stay calm. Your life depends on it, literally. Dear son, as a man you will be hunted. Push on through. People will choose you, and when they do, stand up for yourself. I will accept the consequences with you. If you remember nothing else, remember to live with courage and do not whisper. I raise my hands because the arm of prayer is unyielding. It allows me to wish good intent to the willfully ignorant. I keep hearing the calls for social restructuring, which assumes that there was once an equitable structure in place to begin with. I keep hearing the calls, return to normal. For whom? Your soul must be tired of rationalizing. I ask that you look at me, a man who has never responded to dignity and kindness with indignation and anger. But your pool of hatred runs deep in the shallowest of waters. If my dark skin has weaponized me on sight, then your mental is the weakest of your tools. You have grown weary of the conversation about race, tired of the same rhetoric that sits uneasy in your heart, tired of explaining the thumb pressed against hope, tired of chasing the ghosts of what if. Imagine how tired we are of living it. In this time, your antiquated theories of power and control have fallen on deaf ears, challenged by the nature of forgiveness. We hold tight to the hands unlike ours, marching through memoirs, notes taken, the oppressed now engaged. We have brought friends, your social imperium dissipating. You are afraid of the you I see, a reflection of me, strength. I have not come to condemn your choices. I have come to glorify mine. A world once promised, your disgust paralleled with privilege, pretending to be soldiers of the just. Pain drains, settled at the feet, now builds bricks. Well, here we are. Life's greatest irony is that moment when we are born, we begin to die. What kind of palace are you building for your soul? I will always greet you with the greatest of universal languages, a smile. I will be humble in your favor, give from my heart. I will feel with emotion, listen with intent. I will respond in kind, teach the unreachable. I will correct the ignorant, have compassion for the lost. I will lend a hand to the needy, pray for the wicked, learn from the opposites and dream uncontrollably. Your floodgates now open, avoid poverty of the mind. The personal call is for unity. The call, my prayers are for peace. My hope is in humanity, but the fear must be left in our history. Don't allow the message give you cause to ignore the message. Thank you, John.
Time is really wasted.
So we have our second to last act. This is Imani Moraine. So Imani is a prospective molecular biology major at Princeton University on the pre-medical track to become a future cardiothoracic surgeon. Although a U.S.-born citizen, she's a second-generation immigrant from Trinidad and Tobago who's very passionate about promoting understanding of intersectionality and issues of discrimination. So,
Can you guys hear me? Hi, everyone. So like Hilcia said, although I was born in the U.S., my family comes from Trinidad and Tobago, which is an island in the Caribbean. And Juneteenth we really wanted this not only to be remembering about the Black Lives Matter movement, but also celebrating Black achievement. Yes. So I just wanted to bring that Black achievement also to Afro-Caribbean heritage. Yes. So what I have in front of me is a steel drum, but if you're from the Caribbean, we call it a steel pan. The reason why it's called a steel drum is because what it's made from, a 55-gallon oil drum. If you notice, this is not that big. It's because the way you make it is you cut it and you burn it and you bang it with hammers. That's a very long process. So a steel pan or a steel drum is a percussion instrument because you have to strike it with a mallet. And it's the only percussion instrument that can play by itself in an orchestra. I'm actually originally from Boston. I'm an arranger and junior captain for the Boston Branch of Steel Band Orchestra. I've been playing steel drums for 10 years now, and I've had this since I was 9, so that was a very long time ago. If you've ever been on a vacation in the Caribbean, you know that this is not usually what people play. It usually looks chrome. Mine is nickel because it was cheaper. So my steel drum has never been tuned in the 10 years that I've had it. But I just wanted to bring out some Caribbean heritage for you guys.
Thank you so much for everyone who stuck with us. We're going to have our last performance of the day before DJ Darius has fun and everyone can start dancing. You can also start dancing before. But David Underwood will be performing once more for us. Thank you again. Reminder, if you're financially capable and want to donate, we have that on the event page. And also there are some amazing creations out here. So thank you again. David Underwood, everyone.
Check 1, 2, 1. Yeah, that's good. You caught me, you tease me, you please me, you school me, give me some things to think about, ignite me, you invite me, come right to me, you love me, you like me, you incite me to shake. Blackbird, no one here can love or understand me. I would hide like stars, they all hang me. Make my bed like the light, I'll arrive home late tonight. Blackbird, bye-bye. Thank you. Thank you so much.
hello. One last thing. I actually forgot to announce the raffle winner.